Hello everybody, welcome to the video. Today we're going to be having a look at operator roles in Rainbow Six Siege and how it kind of affects attack and defense. We'll go over both and I'll give you some examples along the way. But first of all, knowing your operator roles can really help with your general win percentage, especially on attack. It can replace strats, so if you don't have a strat for a certain map, then it's good to use operator roles as a guideline, which operators you should play and your team, especially if you're in a 5-stack. If you're in a 5-stack, operator roles are actually invaluable. And also, if you don't know who to play, like if you're a new player or even an advanced player who's kind of bored of the operator they're playing at the moment, it's a good guideline on who you should play in that same category, so basically staying in your lane. Okay, so we're going to be starting off on attacking roles. Attacking roles are probably the most important, especially if you want to improve your win percentage over time, as defender roles can be a little bit different. They can be a lot more relaxed. With a defender, you can be a bit more relaxed, mainly because on attack, you don't get to choose what site you're attacking, but on defense, you get to choose the site you're defending. So it's a lot easier to know what operators will be good on defense, whereas on attack, it's good to bring like a basic bread and butter set of operators each time you roll in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the 3 different roles and what they mean and how many of each you want to be playing, and then we'll go through some examples of each role. Okay, so your first role is your support player. Now you want about 2 support players on each attacking team. So every time you attack, it's good practice to bring along 2 supports. So that could be a Thermite and a Thatcher, a Thermite and a Twitch, or like an Ace and an IQ. All of these count as supporting roles. Basically, the supporters, their job is to drone in. So you drone in your entry fraggers, which is another role we will go into, but that's like your Ash, your Zofia, so they can get map control. So you want to drone them in because you do not want to die. It should be on this list really, but don't die. If you're a support operator, especially if you're the hard breacher, do not die. Next, you want to breach. You want to help get the breach wall open, or you want to breach it yourself. So as I said before, like Thermite actually gets the wall open. Thatcher is the one that helps get it open. So these are all operators that help get the main wall open. Next, plant. So usually the support operators are the ones to actually plant the bomb once site is clear enough to do so. Okay, so let's have a look at some support operators doing their job. Okay, so Thermite is a brilliant support operator, probably one of the main ones. So you want like Thermite, Maverick, Zero, Hibana, stuff like that are really great main supports. And then you would have your what's called a soft support, which sounds like it's like soft breach, but that's not what it means. It means like more like Thatcher, IQ, Twitch, stuff like that. So these kind of operators are supposed to watch flanks while the main push is going on. You want to be droning everybody through. You do not want to be rushing in and just planting your satchel charge on things. Just wait. Drone it out. You have so much time in a round. Just take your time, drone it out. Let your entry frags go first. Try and clear out the area so then you can come in, put your plant down, and then win the round. So the idea, again, is mainly you're the main push. You're the ones who are leading the charge. You're going to be running in, you're going to be putting your claymores on the edge of the stairs, you're going to be calling out constantly, constant call outs to your team, and then eventually you will be the one to plant. And if you don't plant, please make sure that one of the flex or entry fraggers picks up your diffuser. Do not, for the love of God, as Thermite, go halfway across the map by yourself trying to do some weird play with diffuser in your hands and then die. You've literally, pretty much 9 times out of 10, you've lost the round. Like, you can't just leave a diffuser out nowhere. An observant player will always know they've killed someone with a diffuser. Okay? Okay, welcome back. So now we're going to have a look at entry fraggers. Now, entry fraggers are used to gain map control, so they will go into site, into around site, clear up any kind of roamers, stuff like that, and also wait to get droned in by the support as well. Now, your other job is also to protect the support while they're trying to get into sight. So that doesn't have to be like right on top of them, so you don't have to like hug the thermite. Just make sure they're alright from a distance, make sure you're covering any kind of angles that they don't have covered while they're breaching and while they're planting as well. Basically, your job is to get in, control the map, make sure the roamers aren't controlling the map, and support the support. So again, let's jump into a little bit of footage to get some examples of an entry frag role. Alright, entry fraggers. So entry fraggers, people like Ash, as you can see on screen, their main job, map control. They need to go in, they need to scout the map, they need to be droning out, they need to be being droned out by their team, they need constant call outs, they need to know where people are before they get to them. They get to them, they kill them. Simple as that. They want to gain map control. Their job, by the way, don't get this mistaken, their job is not to go in and slay the entire team and get an ace every round. Their job is to get in, get a bit of map control, maybe get 1 or 2 kills before they die, but their ideal situation is not to die so they can watch other angles while the main support get in and get their plant down, especially when they get the wall open, stuff like that. Because other examples of good entry fraggers are people like Sledge and Buck, who don't usually go into the main site, they usually go above or below and get the vertical play, but that does still count as an entry frag. They're still watching the lines, watching angles, ready for when the actual main plant is put down. Okay, welcome back again. Now we're going to go into the last role on the list, which is the flex role. Now, there usually is only 1 flex operator on a team at a time, 2 entry frags and 2 supports. Now, flex is an interesting one because some operators in the other 2 categories actually do count as flex as well. But there is some operators like Nomad, Gridlock, Capitao, stuff like that, which are dedicated flex roles pretty much. So they do end up being niche operators. So things like, as I said, like Nomad, she doesn't really help with the breaching of the wall, and she isn't really fast enough or has a good enough gun to like match someone like Ash when it comes to things like entry fragging, whereas she does have the gadgets to watch flanks and deny area. So that is what's great about people like Nomad, Gridlock, Capitao, and even people like Fuse as well. Like, you can watch your flanks, you can make sure that all your flanks are covered so the roamers don't come back to sight, and even if they do, they're dead. So like Claymores, Nomad jabs, Gridlocks, firebolts from Capitao, stuff like that will hold the defenders off from actually coming back and defusing the bomb. So that is basically it for attack. You've got your support operators, which drone, breach, plant. You've got your entry fraggers, which want map control and to support the support. And then you've got your flexers, which fill in like niche roles. They watch the flanks and they deny area. We're going to have a look at some examples of a flex operator now, and then we'll jump onto the defender side really quickly. Okay, and flex. Flex ops like Nomad and Capitao, people like that, their main job is to deny area. Deny area, stop the defenders being able to push the main support, or to go around corners, watching flanks, putting nomads up on doors that they cannot get through, so that your supports know they are safe while they do what they need to do. They're also there to fill in niches, so any kind of gap in the team on a certain map, the person who usually plays the flex operator will be the one to play that operator as well. Zero is a brilliant operator for this, as he can technically hard breach if you run in with a hard breach. He has claymores as well, so he can technically be a flex operator who can watch his flanks with those claymores and really help the main push, or he can go off by himself, set up some cameras around the place and really help the team that way instead. And also, a brilliant thing about flex operators is usually they have the capability to actually fill in for one of the other roles. Let's just say Ash actually dies. All of a sudden you're like, oh no, we haven't got our entry frag. Bring in Nomad, and she's going to come in and try and take over that role for the Ashe. Maybe try and get the trade in, get the trade out of the kill, and then continue with the attack. Okay, welcome back. So now we're going to have a look at defense roles. It's unbelievably simple, especially since we've just talked about attack. You just replace the word support with anchor and put the word anti in front of the first three words, and that's it, you've got your anchor. Anti-drone, you stop drones. Anti-breach, you stop in the breach. Anti-plant, you stop in the plant. So an anti-plant would be smoke, an anti-breach would be someone like Bandit or Cade, and an anti-drone would also be someone like Mute, or even Mozzie, but Mozzie is more of a flex operator, but still does the job. I'll give you a quick example of someone who anchors/support on defense. Okay, with defense, the main support on defense, your main priority is to stop the wall being opened. If that happens, your next main priority is to stop the bomb being planted. If you fail both of those, then it is what it is, but that is the main idea of support/anchor. Okay, welcome back. Now we're going to have a look at entry frag. Oh wait, sorry, I mean roamer. So it's exactly the same again. Entry frag want map control and they want to support the support. A roamer wants to stop the map control and stop the support actually getting in. Try and waste in time as much as possible. That is a roamer's job, because on defense, time is on your side. So you want to waste the support's escort as much as possible and gain map control and stop the enemy from gaining both of those two things. So let's quickly show you an example of a roamer. Pretty straightforward stuff. Okay, so roamers, their main purpose is to stop the entry fraggers/flex from getting in. Obviously, if you get really lucky with Vigil and pick off the thermite, then you have done a crazy number for your team. You should really win the round without any enemy breaches on the team, but obviously that doesn't always happen. But your main goal is to deny map control. You want to deny it. You want to stop the enemy team, the attackers, from gaining map control on you. You don't want them to own site. You want them to be looking for you. You want to waste their time throughout the match. You want to keep dipping in and out. You don't want to be going around trying to kill. It is a bonus to get kills, but your main job is purely to waste time and stop map control. Okay, welcome back. So now we're going to have a look at flex operators. Now they also fit into the niche category, and they also are supposed to watch flanks, but they are also supposed to waste time of defenders. Usually flex operators aren't roamers and also aren't anchors. They'll usually stay around site, but they can also fill in for roles that fall, the same as on attack. So Castle, for instance, is great for controlling site, denying area from the attackers, and also stopping them watching flanks by putting his castles up and stopping the defenders getting in through that way. And even if they do get in through that way, they're wasting utility. So right now I'm going to show you a couple of clips of some flex operators on defense, as it can be a little bit tricky. Okay, so flex on defense, that is people like Castle, Tachanka, also people like Capcan, Frost, all those kind of operators. Basically, your job is to waste time and utility for the attackers. Your job is to stop people like Nomad, people like Ashe running around a corner. You want to put your castles up in a way that will stop the attackers from being able to easily come around the sides and easily get those flanks and angles on your team, while at the same time also looking out for your team by either roaming or also helping the main anchoring job. Someone like Castle, for instance, is a brilliant one to use on site with your castles around site, whereas someone like Legion, who is also a really good flex operator, is good for being just off site, not quite on site, not quite hard roaming, but just like off site. Okay, welcome back. So now we've gone over all of the roles on attack and defense. So now it's time to summarize. Basically, if you like to run around guns ho, spraying down people, you've been playing a lot of Call of Duty in the past, I would highly recommend you play Entry Fragger and Roma as your main picks. And then if you're somebody who likes to take it a little bit slower, they like to do the main push, they like to use a little bit of strategy, they like to drone in, make sure it's safe, you don't get many kills, or at least you're not supposed to get many kills, your operator should be the support anchor. Also, this role is usually associated with the IGL, which is the in-game leader. Obviously, it depends on what team you're on, and some people might not take that okay. But yeah, that is usually what those kind of people are. And then we've got the flex for people who actually just want to do both, because flex can do both. Hibana is a brilliant flex operator and a support operator. She can do both. She can blow up the main wall, but she can also go around and watch flanks from another side, blow up a wall on the other side of the map, and make some sight lines across there. So flex is really good for if like you've already got like a thermite main on your team, but you still do want to do a little bit of the same thing. You can kind of do anything you want as a flex operator. Okay, so that is all for the video. So if you did like it, drop a like below. If you want to see more of this kind of stuff, make sure to subscribe as well. And also, if you have anything else or any questions you want to talk about, make sure you let me know in the comments below. Also, before you go, make sure you do drop by my Twitch. I do stream Siege quite regularly, about 3 times a week usually, and you can find my username over there. It's the same as my YouTube, it's just Mr. Tucaroo on Twitch. And also, I do post on Twitter about my Twitch streams and my videos and my process along the way at the same tag, Mr. Tucaroo. Alright then, so I hope you have a lovely day. Again, thank you for watching. Goodbye everybody.